Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining the session. I am Piyush Kumar Bigwani, Manager at International Relations Wing, PG Academics and Career Council. Today's session is going to be related to PhD opportunities, specifically in Germany, which will include two types of PhD programs. One is full-time PhD and the other one is PhD sandwich program. And how one can apply for these opportunities and how one can avail the scholarship which will be provided by DAD. So if I talk about DAD, it is an organization which promotes academic exchange between Germany and India, and also between other countries such as Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka. It also provides information about educational programs in Germany, grants scholarship to students, invite scientists from various countries to Germany and other way also, and also supports bilateral research projects in various countries. Let me take some time to introduce you to our speaker. So on the behalf of the whole student community at IIT Kanpur, I would like to welcome Mrs. Anurupa Dikshit, who is Program Officer at DART's Regional Office, New Delhi. And we are very pleased to have Mrs. Anurupa Dikshit as our speaker for today's session. If I talk about some of the brief about Mrs. Anurupa Dikshit, Mrs. Dikshit has completed her MPhil in German literature from JNU, and she has been working with DART since 2008. And she generally takes care of all long-term DART scholarship and also provide information and guidance for all the programs. And she is specially responsible for DAD's long-time programs such as full-time PhD and PhD sandwich program. So now, without wasting any further time, I would like to hand over the stage to Mrs. Anurupa Dikshit. The virtual stage is all yours, ma'am. You can start.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I will, without any further delay, start with the presentation. Everyone is welcome to ask questions after the session. We can, one of Piyush or someone in the group can moderate the questions which are there in the chat, and we can also take live questions if someone is there. That is for you people to moderate. I will not do that. Okay, so starting with our presentation today, a few words about the German Academic Exchange Service. In 2019, we had more than 145,000 scholars which were funded in various programs. Our budget in 2019 was 594 million euros. And we do scholarship grantings for individuals, for collaborative work, for senior scientists, etc. So we have a whole range of programs, but here we will only talk about sandwich and PhD sandwich. Around the world, we have 69 offices. Our headquarters are in Bonn, and we have 70 foreign-based branches. Okay, some 2 branches closed since the presentation was made. We have about 500 lecturers in various universities teaching different subjects, which at one time there was one Professor Eggert who was in the economics department of IIT Kanpur. He was stationed here for I think 2 to 3 years. I've visited him myself, and more than 130,000 scholarships per year, approximate number. What is the DAD? It is a self-governing organization of German universities and student bodies. So I would like to draw your attention to the map and see where all the German universities are. They're everywhere. This is something which you will not be able to say for India, even for France. They are clustering in certain areas where you would find more universities. and there would be barren areas in between too. This is the structure in terms of management. At the head is our president, Professor Mukherjee, who's an Indian with also some Bangladeshi roots, and but he's a German because he went to Germany a long time ago. He behaves everything like a German. The Secretary General and the Vice President have recently joined, and the rest of you see what all is there in terms of our administration. The DAT has a new strategy for 2025, wherein we would like to promote excellence and broaden perspectives of education and science through international exchange. Apart from that, we would like to enhance international collaboration for the benefit of science, industry, and society in general. Of course, assume global responsibility and contribute to development and peace. There's another slide, what we do, recognizing and support potentials worldwide, strengthening strategic academic networks, and providing expertise for international relations. What is very important is that we are also looking at other options of digital transformation, sustainability. Sustainability is now a very important aspect of the work we are doing. Okay, where does the money come from? So this gives you an idea where the money comes from. The major chunk comes from the Federal Foreign Office. It's like our Ministry of External Affairs. And this is a graphic which shows you where all we are situated worldwide. Okay, so now we come to our funding programs. These are our two flagship programs. We have other programs also, but I'm not talking about them today. I'm only talking about these two programs. Research grants, doctoral programs in Germany is a full PhD program, and research grants by nationally supervised doctoral degrees or COTUTEL is for people who are registered for their PhDs at Indian universities. So we will only look at the first part, the binationally supervised doctoral degree, and not look at the COTUTEL, because for that, your institution and the German university should have a double degree agreement, which is generally not there. Okay, so in brief, we talk about our PhD program. You can go to Germany to do your PhD either at a state-run or state-recognized university or at any non-university research institution. There are two types of PhDs you can do in Germany. One is the individual PhD. The other is the structured PhD. So individual PhD is the way we do PhD in India, directly under a professor, one-to-one. Structured PhDs, on the other hand, are in the individual PhD, you have the option of looking at your own topic, thinking about what you want to do yourself. Structured PhDs are structured, as it says. It is for 4 years. You have coursework. You work with a group of professors. You do, the topic is predefined, and you're also together in a group of students. Some of these structured PhDs also come with their own funding. So, for example, the IMPRS, International Max Planck Research School, has a structured PhDs for which they also give stipends. Then the amount of money you get is 1,200 euros plus allowances. I will tell you more about the allowances later on. Deadline is 20th of October. So deadline to apply online is 20th, but we can discuss this again later on. Now, the other program, the binationally supervised doctoral degree, you have to be registered at Indian University For example, here in our case, IIT Kanpur, and your PhD registration should not be older than 3 years. Now, PhD registration is something we need to discuss a lot. There was one email from IIT Kanpur yesterday. The person joined in 2020 has not completed coursework, comprehensives are not done, has not started on researching on the PhD. So such people cannot apply because this scholarship is not to start with your PhD in Germany. Maximum duration is 2 years, but initially you get 1 year. Same amount of stipend, 1,200 euros. And again, the deadline is 20th of October. So this small slide tells you what all we give for the scholarship. You get monthly stipend, you get airfare once to go, once to return. There is a mandatory German language course, which for the last 2 years is being online, but it's on site in Germany. And you get a pocket allowance during that course, and then you also get accommodation. Apart from that, you also get research allowance once a year, which can be used in buying warm clothing, going to attend some seminars, maybe buying books, if at all. And then we have a health and personal liability insurance. In Germany, it is very important that you are medically insured. Germany medical treatments cost a lot. Apart from this, if the applicant is married, there is spouse allowance, and if the awardee has children, then there's child allowance, plus insurance for these people, for their accompanying family. Apart from that, the spouse can also apply for funds to do some German language courses. Okay, so now we will quickly go through the application procedure. First two things are what you're doing currently right now, gathering information, you're attending the session. Then you look up the scholarship program, see what all is required there, put together your documents after reading the scholarship announcement, and apply before the deadline. Okay, so our scholarship database, if you use that, I will type it in the chat. I will give the link to the application to our scholarship database a bit later. So here, what is important when you come to that database, you have to give your country as India, your status as doctoral candidate, and you have to select this DAD funding programs only. Then you will get those scholarships which are open to Indian students. So our first scholarship, research grants, doctoral programs in Germany, will be on top of your search results. Once you click on this, once you click on this link here, you will come to this page, which has 5 tabs, and it tells you what all is required, what are the conditions, and how to apply. So, for example, as a rule, your last degree should not be older than 6 years. This is for PhD. And you should not have been in Germany for 15 months. That would not be the case with you people, very clearly. And then all the documents required are mentioned under the application procedure tab. So you can see the language score is not mentioned here, so you don't need a language score. If you are a student from any other country, then certainly you will need a language score. But because of the pandemic, there are relaxations in that category also. So if you come to the next, in this very tab, if you scroll down, you see that you mandatorily don't require this letter of recommendation. Even if you don't submit it, it's fine. If you have it without any problem in sealed envelope, that is also fine. But those who have not submitted will not get any negative points. Okay. So you see at the bottom, application deadline is 20th each year for starting with your PhD or any other program the next year. We take about 6 odd months to process the applications, and then there's the language course. Here, if you come on submitting an application tab, you will come to this application portal. That's where you come. Same thing happens with the other scholarship for PhD registered scholars. The difference here is that your PhD registration should not be older than 3 years. Apart from that, the proposal should be such that it is clear from it that what part of your PhD, which you're already doing, you plan to do in Germany. It is very important. For this particular program, it has to be very clear what you have done till date, what you plan to do in Germany, how it is part of what you are doing as your PhD, what you will do when you return, and you have to submit an IIT Kanpur will award the PhD, not the German university. Okay, so again, here, another important thing is what is mentioned is here as Sandwich Declaration. This is a Word file which you will download, fill, get signed by your Indian guide, because we've had experience wherein the Indian guides are not clear that they have to agree to the student going away for 1 year. So once this is filled, then the guide has agreed and it is okay. Okay, same thing for the recommendation letter. If you can get a recommendation letter, it should be the best to get it from your PhD supervisor. If not, it's okay. Fine, same way you come to the application portal. When you click here, you will come to this screen. Here you need to sign in, and then you start with your application. Application starts, you select personal funding, and then you select the name of the program for which you are applying. I had a screenshot from last year, so the dates are not current. Don't worry about that. So now if you select the program, it will be 22-23, not 21-22, but 22-23. And these are our email IDs. If you wish to write to us, you're welcome to do so. Two things are important for your application. First thing is that you should have a letter of acceptance from the German professor who agrees to be your guide through your stay in Germany for both the programs, and you need a proposal. And ideally, not plagiarized proposal, because the Germans very seriously consider this as an offense when you plagiarize. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation. I will share the scholarship database in the chat for everyone, and you can have a look at it. And I'll again put my email ID here so that you can write to me if you have not noted it down as yet. Okay, now we are open to us answering questions.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation. And you have covered basic queries already very well. So now it starts with the queries that has been collected via Google Form. And one request to all the participants, please drop their queries in the chat box. We will address them later. And you can also raise your hand and ask here at the end. So now let's begin with the first question. What is the eligibility criteria for DAD?
For PhD or PhD sandwich? Okay, yeah, here we are talking about PhD and PhD sandwich, so I will answer in this context. So PhD, you should have a master's degree, or you should be completing your master's degree in the current scenario, in the current announcement by 2022, June, July sometime. It should be completed before you have to leave for Germany. That would be in June. But this is something one can also discuss one-to-one. For PhD sandwich scholarship, the PhD registration, formal registration should not be older than 3 years. See, when you join, you enroll in PhD. you take admission, and then you do comprehensive, you do coursework, and comprehensives happen, and you submit synopsis, then synopsis is approved. Once the synopsis is approved, thereafter you are eligible to apply. But I would still say, then don't be hasty. Do some research on your PhD, because even the professors whom we will send your application for pre-selection will say, what has this person already done? And what is it that you plan to do? Again, I would like to emphasize here, this scholarship is not for you to start with your PhD in Germany.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Next one is like any criteria about minimum CPI?
We ask for first class master's degree. That's 60%. Anything with above 60%, whatever you converts to your CPI is accepted.
Okay, thank you.
Do they?
Next, yeah, hello. Next one is like, is publishing a research paper is compulsory for that?
Yes, this is a question a lot of people ask, if publications are mandatory to apply for the scholarship. No. If you have them, well and good. If you don't have them, still well and good. It's not mandatory.
And next one, like, ma'am, what documents we need for the application?
Okay, so you need, when you log into the portal, then you will download an application form, which you will need to fill. Please do not touch the language score bit, because then the form does not go any further. So leave that, I think it's question number 22. Just leave that not unfilled, it's fine. And you would need, apart from that, a CV. You would need a proposal, a letter of acceptance, your bachelor's degree and mark sheet, master's degree and mark sheet. Whatever is missing, if you have provisional, you can drop a line. It's very, we are flexible on that, but documents should be complete. If you don't have any of these documents, you will get an email from me. And unless and until you complete these documents, we will not further process the application. And in case of the sandwich PhD program, you will certainly need the sandwich declaration. If you have done some very interesting, nice extracurricular activities, please put them in the CV. Apart from that, those who have publications should just submit one-page abstract. I should take a picture of, I have this thick, I think 300 odd pages of publication. Maybe the contribution of the person was 4 pages, but I have that thick thing. We don't need it. It's such a waste of paper, and it's not possible for the professors to read the whole publication. So 1-page abstract is fine. So all of it has to be uploaded on the portal. It also talks about motivation letter. We don't need a motivation. It also talks about recommendation letter, also not needed to be uploaded. All the documents I have mentioned till now, these need to be uploaded. And at the end, when you say submit, you will get an application summary. That is what you print back to back, black and white, and post it to our office. I would like to mention here that it is not necessary to complete the application. Your time, prepare, look at what none of the documents, and then start putting together your application in the first week of October. The application which comes
Sorry to interrupt, ma'am, but
first is not going to be the one we search for.
ma'am, your
Ma'am,
voice
your
is
Problem with
breaking.
my internet, I think.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
I think it is my internet which is creating some problem. So if you want, I can repeat what I said.
Yeah, we were not able to hear the last part. So if you can repeat that.
Acha, okay. So prepare all your documents, put them together in one folder on the desktop of whatever machine you're using, and find and start the application procedure somewhere in the first week of October. If you have any issues, please do contact me at least a week ahead of the application deadline. It happens that the professor is on leave, says, I will give you the letter after the 20th of October. So what to do in that case? Please contact me. In such cases, you can finalize the application. There is always a possibility of submitting additional documents later on after you have submitted the application.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Next one is one person want to ask like I will have not completed my PhD at the time of application. Can I apply anyway?
I'm sorry, I don't get this question.
One person want to ask like I will not have completed my PhD at the time of application.
PhD.
So can I?
He's planning to complete a PhD and then apply for another PhD. I'm sorry, we will not give any funding for that. So maybe he wants to say, I will not have completed my master's. It's okay if you're completing next year. Please request this person to maybe retype his or her question. It's not clear.
Okay. Sorry for that.
No,
next one
okay.
is next one is what proof of language skills do you have to provide? Like
it's not required. I very clearly mentioned language scores are not required from Indian scholars, but only from international students. I mean, if you're from Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, anywhere else, then you might need one language score. But yeah, one can also ask this question, and it's okay. It can be discussed.
Yes. Second one is like I am a second year PhD student and I am interested in applying to a PhD sandwich program in Germany. Am I eligible to apply there or not?
Yes.
If I am eligible, then what is the procedure to apply for a student sandwich with DLR or any other universities?
Okay, I think the question here is that to which universities can I apply for the binationally supervised doctoral degree? You can apply to any university, any research institution. You go to DLR, want to go to Max Planck, Helmholtz, everywhere. The only restriction is that it should not be a private lab and industry. Rest, you can go anywhere. And if this person is still confused, then align to me by email. I will clarify again. But any institution, both the PhD and the sandwich PhD, people can apply to any institution. In Germany only.
Yeah, yes. Next one is like, is any necessity about German language, like reading?
No. We offer a German language course so that the day-to-day business and living in Germany becomes slightly easier.
Next one is like my SOTA will be held within 2 to 3 months and I am willing to go for joint PhD. Please guide me. What should I do?
What will be done in the next 2-3 months?
SOTA means his final work. Like,
this application I will not accept because I don't think he's done any research on this PhD. So I will not accept this application. Should apply next year, not this year. Because it's a program not to start with your PhD in Germany, it is to work on your PhD, which you have already started.
And next one is, are there any sandwich PhD programs related to power sector or energy policy?
This program is open for all subject areas. So we don't have subject specific scholarship. Our scholarship is only specific to doing PhD or a PhD sandwich. It's open to all subject areas.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Next one is, if someone is not selected through the DAD channel, then what are the other fellowship options of new PhD interns?
There, I have given my the scholarship database. If you're looking for a structured PhD, it's quite possible that it comes with its own funding. Sometimes professors also give funding. They are working in a big project and they have positions, and you can get paid out of that. Apart from that, for Germany, I don't think there are any other options. But it's not so expensive. It is expensive, but you only need 861 euros per month, about 10,300 odd euros per annum to live. PhD is tuition fee free, and you can do your PhD in English. The language of research in Germany is English.
Okay, thank you so much. And next one is like, is any work experience required there?
No.
Hmm.
No, work experience is not required. We do have a scholarship in which we need work experience, but we are not talking about that scholarship. We are talking about our DAD PhD scholarship, for which we do not need any work experience.
Yes, ma'am. And one person asked, like, are the PMRF scholarship holders are also eligible for this program?
Yes, yes. Yesterday again, I had another session day before, and similar question was asked there. DAD does not have any problems, but the awardee of this PMRF scholarship should check its own terms and conditions. Maybe they don't allow you to go out because there are certain, I heard that you have to fulfill certain obligations. So on the other side, one should check. From our side, there's nothing.
So next one is, someone is asking like that, I am in second year of MS research program, and I am interested in applying for a DAD scholarship and PhD opportunities in Germany. So which admission cycle should I apply to?
So MS programs are 3 years, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so this person should apply. For example, if the person is in the second year now, will be in third year to next year, will complete in 2023, if I'm not wrong. So
Yes.
it should apply in 2022. So that the program will start in 2023. By that time, the MS would be over. If I've understood it correctly, you can correct
Yes,
me. I'm not too sure, but you can apply. Master students can apply the year before they're going to complete their masters. So whenever that is, they're welcome.
And next one is like additional allowance. You have talked already, like scholarship amount and additional allowance. So can you elaborate something like?
Additional allowances mean you get insurance, you get airfare once to go, once to return. Then this research allowance is given so that you could maybe buy books, winter clothing, etc. Or visit other cities in Germany for other universities for some conferences. Then we have spouse allowance. Of course, we give the language course. It is you don't have to pay for it. The awardee gets the language course. Along with that, the awardee also gets type of pocket allowance and accommodation. And for the spouse, similar things are available. And keep in mind that these 1,200 euros are tax free. You're not paying tax on these. And if the professor wants to offset, give you some more money, professor is it's okay. You have to inform the DAD. You have to take approval from them, and anything more than 450 euros earned will be deducted from your salary.
This one. And next one is like, are there any possibilities for the postdoc programs? If yes, then how can we approach it?
See, postdocs, there are certain programs available with the DLR, the German Aerospace Research Agency. There could be other possibilities also. And if you're looking for funding, for DLR, we do have a scholarship for postdoc. But for other postdoc positions, you can look at the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation, abh.de. They are only into postdoctoral research.
Yes, ma'am. Next one is, does DAD provide further financial support in the process of obtaining visa?
No. The visa is free for a scholarship awardee because you're getting money out of German taxpayer a contribution, and there is no visa fee. Of course, the VFS processing charges one has to pay. And if, for example, you are in Kanpur and you have to come to Delhi for your visa appointment, you have to spend, I mean, somewhere some contribution has to come from you. It's not, it is funded, it is quite well funded, but it is not, it's not on the platter. You don't get everything on the platter. Something you have to do on your own.
Yes, yes. Yes. And last one is like, how do we get the list of universities where we can apply through that?
It's any university. So there is no list of university which will accept students. It can be for anything.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. This is from my side. And now, Piyush, you can take the questions from the chat box. And audience, you can raise your hand and ask directly here. So open to, yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to request all the students that they can raise their hands and we can take their question one by one. Meanwhile, I am taking questions from chat box. So there is one question from Himanshu Jha that if someone wants to apply next year, will he or she be able to do it? Like, I think this question is regarding the application procedure, like application procedure will be remain same or it will change.
It's going to be the same. The deadline is going to be the same. And please don't worry about the pandemic. We awarded scholarships last year. People did go. We have awarded scholarships this year. People are going. So it is okay. Not to worry. The procedure remains the same. Documents required remains the same.
So one other question is from Abhishek Barua. So should we contact the university in Germany and then after the professor agrees, then only we should contact DAD for financing?
See, I would say that at IIT Kanpur, you have a very strong Germany returnee faculties. So you should contact them to contact the professor so that you can get a letter of letter of acceptance. German, if you don't contact the German university, you contact the professor. You only contact the department if in case they're offering a structured PhD, not otherwise.
Okay.
Ma'am, Mr. Piyush Kumar Megwani, this is Abhishek Barua here, the one who has asked the question. Ma'am, it doesn't answer my full query. It is like this. Let's say I want to do research on ABC topic. Now we need to find out which professors in Germany are doing research on that ABC topic, and then only we can
approach them. Correct. So my suggestion here is look at the faculty in your subject area at the IIT Kanpur, and then request them to support you and suggest where you could go. No, that is the first thing, but that's what the contribution of the people who've been to Germany to be able to guide you with where you could go for your PhD. If you want to do it yourself, there are certain links. You can use those links to search. But when you have a professor who's been to Germany, then why look at those links? I would say that.
Okay, ma'am. But there will be a limited number of professors who have returned back from Germany.
There are
And
quite a
perhaps
few at IIT Kanpur. There are quite a few. I know that. I've been here. I've been to. They are either DAD scholarship awardees or they are ABH scholars. I'm sure you'll find someone. Otherwise, seek help from your academic seniors. I mean, from your professors, they can suggest where to go. They know what kind of research is going on where. So they are your first contact point. They should be the ones who can really guide you. Even if they can't suggest a particular professor, they can always say, look at this, look at that, then this is how you do it. They can also help you with your proposal. They have to mentor you. They are your mentors, actually.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Yeah. So next question is from Anand S. So can dependent family members, such as parents, accompany a PhD scholar to Germany?
No. For that, you will have to spend on your own. Spouse and children get support, but dependent parents don't. It's very unfortunate, but it doesn't work.
There is a question from Swati related to CPI criteria, so that has already been answered. So Swati's question is basically related to PhD coursework CPI. So is there any criteria on that?
Coursework, this is for a sandwich model scholarship.
Swati, if you're there, you can unmute yourself and clarify the question.
No, we don't look at the CPI of the coursework. We don't.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so I think one
Okay,
person wants to know the duration of the sandwich model scholarship. It's for 1 year to begin with. All our scholarships are awarded for 1 year and then they are extended. You can apply for extension. Maximum sandwich, 2 years, PhD in all 4 years.
Next question is from Vineet. So he wants to ask, like, is the complete process online or any document need to be sent by post, like
Yeah,
letter of recommendation?
Yes, of course, recommendation letters come in sealed envelopes. We don't accept digital email versions. As of now, the head office has not created a process wherein we can send a link and the professor can send the recommendation letter there. Hard copy of the recommendation letter in sealed envelope plus one printout of the application summary is what one needs to send to our office in New Delhi.
And also, there is one other question, like if 1 year master's degree, like 1 year MBA, also considered as an eligibility for binationally supervised PhD?
1 year MBA for binational program.
1 year master's or 1 year MBA? Any?
No, this guy, you need to be registered for PhD. That is what we look at. What you did before that, I mean, that IIT Kanpur must have gone through the papers to see if you are eligible or not. We will not look into it again.
Okay. Yeah, so there is one question from Diksha. So she's asking, like, I have completed 2 years in PhD here in IITK. Am I eligible for applying for any exchange, joint PhD or sandwich program?
Only the sandwich program. This is what we've been talking. I think maybe she joined too late. This is the binationally supervised doctoral degree is the program she can apply for. We don't have any short-term programs and we don't. any exchange, you know what it means? Exchange means the German side also comes, but it's not. What is very important about the Sandwich Model Scholarship or the PhD Sandwich program is that your Indian guide can go to Germany for up to 2 weeks to oversee your work, and the German guide can come to India at the time of submission or viva. And this is supported by the DA, funded.
So I can see a couple of hands also. So Kapil Sharma, you can ask your question. You can unmute yourself.
Ma'am, you were talking about work experience scholarship. So how much work experience is required?
I did not talk about any work experience scholarship. What
Okay,
do you
ma'am,
want to do, Kapil?
Ma'am, I want to ask how much work experience is required.
No,
and
wait,
work-
Kapil, you first tell me what it is that you want to do in Germany. I will not randomly answer these questions. You have to first explain to me what you want to do.
Ma'am, I want to do PhD and currently
So
I'm
for
doing
that,
my
there
master.
is no work experience required. I very clearly mentioned that. So where did you get this idea of work experience?
No, ma'am, you mentioned about there is
I
work
did not.
experience
That's a
scholarship.
different scholarship altogether. And we are not talking about that. And it does not have a PhD programs.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So for a DAD PhD scholarship, which I have explained to you about today here in this session, does not require any work experience.
Okay, ma'am.
Yep. So Gaurav Yadav, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, ma'am, I am a second year PhD. What are the things that a PhD scholar has to do? Oral examination, the comprehensive examination, and what are the things that should be completed before applying for a PhD?
Your
Joint sandwich.
coursework, comprehensives, your synopsis has to be approved by the relevant committee. That is minimum, and then you should have worked on your PhD for some time. So have you done something of these? What
Yeah.
is it that you have not completed?
I haven't taken comprehensive oral and synopsis while I'm working on my thesis.
No, you have to have that, a formal PhD registration. I will again and again bother you for the formal PhD registration.
All right now.
So we have Mukesh asking, what is the deadline to apply? I mean, to start with your PhD next year, 2022, October onwards, you have to apply now. As I mentioned, it takes up 6 months for us to sort out how it works. You submit your application, I go through it, see what is missing, then I write to you, then you submit what is missing. Then we send your application to Indian and German professors for pre-selection. After they pre-select you, then we tell you who has been pre-selected and we have a personal interview. This year it was online. I don't know what will happen in 2022. We have a personal interview after that, somewhere in the, and the interview takes place end of January or the first week of February of 2022, and results are announced by approximately end of April. And you start going to Germany first week of October onwards.
Yes, ma'am. So, so students, if you have any further question, you can raise hands now.
So again, I will just mention that anyone who would complete their masters in 2022 can apply this year for their PhDs. So anyone who will complete their PhDs in 2023 will apply in 2022.
So yeah, I think this was the same question from Diptiman. Yeah. So I can see no further question right now. So yeah, so we can proceed. Yeah, there is one question from Abhishek Barua. Yeah, Abhishek, you can ask your question.
Ma'am, one more question is this. what is the role of DAD? Because there is a student here, IIT Kanpur, two entities, another entity or some other university in Germany who will be or where the student will be doing that sandwich PhD. These three entities are there: IITK,
Correct.
German University, and the student. Where this DAD comes, does
Where does the
DAD?
money come from?
No,
Where does the
money.
come
No, money comes. Let's say DAD has enough coffer full of money. I'm saying, ma'am, what is the role of DAD? Does DAD match the student
No.
to the university?
That is for you to do. That is your contribution. We will give you the scholarship, but to find a professor with whom you would work is your contribution to your research. DAD will not, we don't do matchmaking.
Yes, ma'am. That is what when I asked, then you said to consult our professors at IIT Kanpur.
Yeah, I can make a suggestion. I can suggest that you do this. This is the first step you have to do.
Okay. I got it. In the quest for this search, you are saying we should start with the college university professors, but eventually we need to find some professor and at Germany who will be ready to take me as a student, and then only
Correct.
things will go ahead. Okay.
Right.
DAD does the financing part.
Correct.
Okay.
And I also do all the work. I
Yes,
look
ma'am.
through your applications and I break my head. Okay, this is missing. I have to write an email, and then you don't respond. Not you, but the student does not respond. Then I pick up the phone, I call, and no one answers the call, and try again. So that is what DAD is doing.
Okay,
All
ma'am.
the hard work.
No,
You make
definitely,
your
definitely.
application. After that, you go and sleep. That's when we wake up. That's when I wake up, and I'm doing this all through. I
Yes,
have to
ma'am,
look
there
at
is-
all the applications very carefully, what is missing, what is not missing, and that's what we do. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So you please, if you want to apply, then you start applying. Start looking for a professor. DAD will not look for a professor for you. Okay? Okay, 1 second. I will just be back. Can maybe collect a few. Sorry, I had to go. I'm back.
Yeah, ma'am. Can we take some more questions?
Of course, tell me. I'm there, you can ask questions.
Yeah. So one question is from. The question is like, I have joined my PhD on January 2020 and completed my coursework and planning to finish my SOTA and comprehensive by January 2022. So can I apply next year for sandwich program?
Should apply in 2022, not this year.
Okay, next year.
Person is correct, has to apply next year.
Oh,
Because I'm sure that if you started in 2020, everything was online, you've not talked to your professor, you've not spent time, on doing work, and a lot of times in PhDs, you do experimentation, and I'm sure that all has not been possible. So best would be to apply in 2022.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt you. I was the one who questioned this. So actually, I had some signal processing work which can be done online, like using softwares only.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That is fine.
Okay. Yeah.
But you apply next year, not this
Okay,
year. If you're
Mhm.
going to complete your comprehensive and your SOTA and whatnot in 2022 January, I'm sorry, you're not eligible to apply.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Mr. Bera, you can ask your queries. You have raised your hand.
Good evening, ma'am. My question means I am second year PhD student, so I'll be applying next year. So my question is that on what basis will our DAD application for Sandwich program might be rejected? Means if I have all the recommendation letters, coursework credit, even I have acceptance letter from German faculty. So what are the criteria under which the application or the scholarship, Sandwich scholarship, might be not granted to a student?
Okay, so you have completed your comprehensive, your SOTA is over, you started working on your PhD, right?
No, I will be completing comprehensive and SOTA within 6 months. I'll apply for next year, 2020,
Okay,
2022.
so the reasons for not submitting a successful application could be your proposal is not has not appealed, convinced the professor that you need to go to Germany. Your performance in the personal interview has not been up to the mark. You have not been able to defend your proposal. That is the major thing. I mean, if proposal is weak or you're not able to defend your proposal, that would be the most important reason for not being successful. Apart from that, if everything goes well, you have done everything very correctly, you did beautifully, the professors were convinced, it could all ships offered to India are not enough.
Yeah. So
Ma'am,
there is
another second question. The interview
Okay.
committee is
Or
comprised
do
of.
I need to repeat? German
I-
and Indian professor.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. And there is another third person who at times is related to the subject or not related to the subject, plus our director. This was the online setup. Our director was there, and also someone who was writing the protocol, was putting down. For example, if you're doing a PhD, not in your case, Shubhrajyoti, but in case of someone who's planning to do PhD, and there is how do you say field trip involved. So all that needs to be discussed at the time of interview. And also in your case, if you would want, if your guide would like to come and oversee your work, that has to be approved by the panel. Otherwise, the funding cannot come.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So there is one question from Abhijit. So he is asking about the documents that will be required to apply for a PhD program after MTech. So, yeah.
Those I had mentioned those documents. Is this Abhishek Barua or someone else?
Abhijat.
Acha, okay, there's a different. So the application form, which one will download from the portal after registering on it, CV, the proposal, the letter of acceptance, and timeline. I'm sorry, I forgot that. Timeline is very important. It could be part of the proposal. It could also be separately given there. List of publications, if there are any, and if there are publications, then one page, single page abstract would be enough. All this needs to be uploaded, and then you need to have your academic documents, bachelor's degree mark sheets, master's degree mark sheets, any extracurricular activities, their certificates need not be attached. You can only mention what all you did. Poster presentation, etc., can all go in your CV.
Yes. So there is one question from Mukesh, like what kind of recommendation will be enough, like from NIT professors or IIT professors or any other one? And
Can
the required,
Mukesh ask his question directly, if it is possible?
yeah, Mukesh, can you go with your question?
Ma'am, I was asking about the recommendations part, like from Indian supervisor or someone else.
Mukesh, did you attend the whole session from the beginning, or did you join later?
Ma'am, I did
Did what?
join
Later.
from start.
So I mentioned something about the recommendation letters. This year you don't need to submit.
Okay,
I
ma'am.
even showed you a slide to that effect. So if at all, then they have to be your, if you are doing MTech at IIT, it has to be from a professor at IIT. Why NIT? Did you study in NIT earlier?
Ma'am, BTech and other things.
So only BTech. What else?
BTech, ma'am, only BTech.
So why would you go 2 years back to a professor with whom you did a BTech for a recommendation letter when you have professors right now with whom you're doing your MTech? Right now, this year we don't need to necessarily submit, so don't worry about it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
But it has to be from someone who can judge your research capability. You know, BTech professors are not, you don't do research in BTech. So you only do a master thesis in MTech and you do research for that. So the right person to give you a recommendation letter would be one of your recent professors.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all the questions. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. So Anjali,
Okay.
you can go ahead.
Okay. So that's all the questions we had, and this is the end of today's session. And it was really a great and interesting talk today on that. A sincere thank to ma'am for making this session so informative and interesting. And again, I would like to thank you, ma'am, for giving us your valuable time and your suggestions.
Yeah,
And
you're
you explained all the steps very well. And I hope that all students' doubt clear now. And thank you to all the audience for joining here, for making this session like a great success. I hope it enlightened you and helped you to clear your doubts. So now one request to all, please switch on your video if possible for virtual Zoom, and then after that we will close.
Oh yeah, that'll be nice. I would like to have it too. So can we have a bigger grid? I mean, right now, one of us is in the center.
Yes, ma'am. You can change here, like switch to active speaker, like you can click on it.
Oh yes. So some people have still not switched on their cameras. That'd be nice if I have almost everyone there.
Yes.
Oh, this laptop is a problem. I don't do print screens in this. I don't understand. So one of you can take pictures and later on send it to me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Piyush
Yes,
has
ma'am.
my email ID. And anyone who has further questions can take my email ID from Piyush. I also put it in the chat. I'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, sure. I will share the email ID with the screen.
Yes, ma'am. It's now. So
Okay.
thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Fine. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes.
You're welcome. Any day. I just would like to inform you, Piyush, for people who were not able to join any of our sessions, we have every Tuesday, 4 o'clock a session. It's mentioned on our website. We do one Tuesday, we give extensive information of our scholarship programs. On the other, we also answer questions on that day, and on the other day, next Tuesday, we also do Q&A session. So anyone who's interested in joining is welcome to do so. You just need to register through the web. There are other programs also. If you go to the DAAD.in homepage, you will see there are so many more events which are happening. So everyone is welcome to join those sessions. Don't need to additionally write emails. You can attend those sessions. But if you have queries for scholarships, the time is 4 p.m. every Tuesday. So you can ask any number of questions. We'll answer. Also for WISE, also for other programs. We have our colleague who handles our WISE program. So everything is there in that session, and you're welcome to join. That's all from my side.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, take care. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you for organizing it.
Yeah.